Extended pause at the moment, guys, between this game. We're just waiting for that to go through, and then we'll be back in the action for you and give you the rest of the game as well. But Envy already in trouble. They need to find 2 wins, though. That's the most important thing, especially with Allegiance being 2 wins ahead of them.
They're going to wait for Soar to start an objective, and they're going to try to basically stop them from doing it in a 4v5 situation.
They're all diving mid lane here, looking for Horryman, but Horryman's going to pop the ultimate. They're diving in very deep. Yonic still tanking the tier 2 tower, and he does fall down. Double kill to Horryman. Could potentially be a triple if they can find this. They can keep you dives in 2. Getting credit for the kill. The ball comes out, and Snoopy goes in 2. That looks like, unfortunately, Envy. That looks like he got upset by the end of the DC. Dive in tier 2, and all die.
They really wanted Heroin there in that
The problem is,
situation.
they all surrendered very, very early in that game. I can understand it, though, with a DC happening.
4v5 is very demoralizing. You know, you scrap that game, you sweep it under the rug, you move on to game 2. You're trying to recollect yourself right now as a team and a unit, and you forget about that game really quickly, and you just want to play the next one.
Game 2 underway. Dust is going to be on that Osiris. Cyclone is going to be on that Hombats. But look at this group up from Envy. They're all swinging around the left-hand side. This is going to be an invade.
It looks like it. They do have the Sobek to set up potentially Snoopy for a pluck as well. That's going to be a lot of chain CC, which also during the double chain CC, Keeking can get off a lot of damage with the silence as well.
Well, the disappointing thing is at the moment...
Look at their boots, though. They got Talaria boots and Traveler shoes, 1 sprint, 1 curse, and 3 sunders. This is definitely a strategy that they've been kind of experimenting with, I'm assuming.
Yeah, experimenting with, totally. Good way of putting that, my friend. Experimenting with. Well, we'll see how this experiment works out for them.
This is going to
could
either work brilliantly or crash and burn right here.
1 curse, 1 sprint, 3 sunders.
I mean, in theory, this should work, right? Because you have a lot of chain lockdown CC, a lot of burst damage with the triple sunders as well,
right now,
which will amplify the damage. And you have a lot of mobility with all the shoes.
You're too nice, Tony, because at the moment, all I'm seeing is they were salty after game 1 and the situation there, and now they're trying something crazy for game 2.
Well, I mean, if this works, if they can get all 3 kills in the dual lane position, then they're going to set themselves up really beautifully for the rest of the game.
And if they don't, totally, what's going to happen?
Then they're going to lose very quickly.
Well, let's find out. The buff has already been started, beginning to be started here at the back end. Immediately they're going to charge in. Ionic gonna lead the way. Is the sprint been popped yet? No, it hasn't, but they've recognized it already, have Soar. They're already trying to run away here. The curse hits, but it was immuned immediately by Horrywind, and the pluck does not go through. Purification was used by Horrywind, and then we just return the damage from Stellar Burst, so this invade doesn't work. Meanwhile, they've not got a single buff in the jungle yet. 4 men now, 5 men still grouping mid lane. They're not going to lane. They're still trying to pressure Horrywind in the mid, so Snoopy dives in deep. He's going to die to the tower there, and now on top of that, we're going to see Dust actually pick up first blood for them, but then...
During all that process...
Is that worth?
No, that was not worth, because during that whole process, speed buff and blue buff were taking from Soar, and now they pushed it out the solo lane, and now they're getting their own blue buff and speed buff in return. Now that looks like Envyus is still grouping up into the solo lane, where Basket and Homie's currently level 2, just hitting up level 3 against 5 level 1s.
So 5 level 1s, there's Berserker Barrage doing a ton of damage against all the targets, and Bloodshot's going to hit 3 people and smash down 1. Well, he's going to get blocked around, and meanwhile everybody else is continuing to farm up as Basket's getting 4-manned at the moment, but Basket's alive, finds the second kill as well. Bludgeon again, hitting 3.
Oh my God!
Another 1. All right, okay, yeah, I'm done. Like, I don't even know what Envy was doing there.
He just 1v4'd at the end there. He was level 3 against 4 level 1s after Homie Faye died, and now Basket's in a position to just destroy in the solo lane.
Credit to Basket for what he did there in that situation. Snoopy goes back in again, but this is farcical right now from Soar. They just they surrendered as well.
I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless right now.
So, for you guys at home, I just want to apologize now for that get set, because I did not know about that, but that is atrocious. I don't even know where you come from or what you play, but that is just embarrassing to do that in a competitive game. Game 1, I completely understand the issues they had, but Game 2, doing that, I mean, I understand the joke around let's try and invade and do something funny, but throw your lives away and surrender in 1 minute?
Like, so the beginning of the strategy that they had, they wanted to invade red, and they disengaged beautifully, but then committing under that tier 1 tower was just suicide at that point. There was no reasoning behind it. That was very, like, unsportsmanlike the way they did it, because even though you lost that badly early on, you don't surrender right now. As Envyus right now, you have to have leadership within your team. You have to have somebody calling shots for your team to not allow stuff like that to happen, because competitively, that just looks disgusting personally. If I'm on that team, I don't want to play with that team for the rest of the season after that.
Completely understand your point of view of that one. Guys, just as a heads up for that, the admins are currently doing a ruling on this game at the moment. There will be information about that set that happened today, and an official ruling will be made afterwards to do with what the hell we all just witnessed. I apologize for that, because nobody wants to watch that. I apologize for wasting your time, and everybody else's too.
We drop bows on them, drop bows on them when we we drop bows on them, drop bows on them when we